Hello and welcome to a video that I've just decided to make on a random Tuesday morning in 2021. I actually just thought I recorded the whole thing and realized it wasn't recording properly, so that's stupid. But anyway, the topic of this video is about two decks that I've created to help internalize and memorize what is being taught by German with Laura. Now, first, a quick disclaimer that, as you can see here, the charts and images used on this website are copyright protected. Sharing or using these images in public are or commercially is prohibited. So, disclaimer alert: I'm not you. This is not a commercial purpose. I'm not a teacher. I'm another person like you who is learning German, and I just want to share um, how I'm trying to internalize and memorize what German with Laura is teaching. So I'm not gonna go over what she's teaching because you should do that yourself, and I'll leave links in the description where you can go and look at all these same articles that I'm looking at, and I will leave a link to buy her course as well, German Foundations. I haven't done that yet, but when I have money, I will, which I don't right now. Not that that's relevant to this video, but uh, basically, something really unique and interesting that I found from learning with from German with Laura is how she explains the noun groups and forms, which is basically a cheat sheet or like a shortcut to memorize the genders for nouns, because that's something I struggle with. I've been living in Switzerland for 2 years, and my German is still basically like A1, maybe A2, except not really because I felt like I hit a brick wall. And I'm just using things like Duolingo and a bunch of other similar apps. Um, it really helps with the basics, but then once you get the basics, you kind of just hit a plateau, or at least I did. And I only discovered German with Laura like a week ago, but already just going through she has a free video on YouTube called Entire German Grammatic or Grammar Course, and she goes over the same content in that video. So, the noun groups here you can see for masculine, here they are, for feminine, neuter, as well as the noun forms, there are the different endings. Now, this is all well and good, and it's very useful, but when it comes to actually memorizing it, how do you do it? Well, that is where Anki comes in to save the day. Now, Anki is a free app that you can get on Windows, Mac, or Linux. I'm currently running Linux, and it's very customizable. Like you can create, like there's, like it's mainly used for memorizing vocabulary, but you can make your own decks um, however you want. And so I basically made one to memorize the different endings, the different noun forms and groups that are on German with Laura's website. Um, see, bleh. So here, sorry, you have to forgive me. I'm really tired at the moment. I'm just ad hocing this video. I have no script. So it says, congratulations, you finished this deck for now. To study outside the normal schedule, click custom study button below. This is what happens when you actually go through it already. If you want to keep studying past the limit, you can just do this. So, study now. Now, I've already memorized most of these, but I just kind of want to show you. So, kite, that is, I believe, feminine. Yep. Trees, fruits, and flowers is masculine. No, feminine. Oh no. See here, when you with Anki, probably if you're watching this, you already know what Anki is. But if you don't, it's basically spaced repetition. So it'll show you things. If I say good, it means that I've memorized it properly, but I made a mistake, so I can show it again, and it'll show me sooner rather than later. Drinks, alcoholic, and plant-based. That's masculine. Masculine. Neuter, feminine, feminine, neuter, masculine, neuter, masculine, feminine, neuter, neuter, masculine, yeah, masculine, neuter, masculine, feminine, feminine, no, neuter, yeah, neuter. Yeah, animals, I kind of just cheated and pretended that they're all masculine, which is not true, but it's too much for my brain to cope with the fact that there's some animals that are feminine and some that are masculine, so just for now, as a crutch, I'm gonna pretend they're all masculine. Don't judge me. Uh, cars, masculine. You can change this, by the way, if you want. This is something I just created for myself, and I'm just kind of sharing it with anyone else that might find it useful or interesting. Neuter, neuter, feminine, neuter, feminine, feminine, masculine, masculine, feminine, neuter, masculine, neuter, feminine, 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 neuter, masculine, masculine, neuter, neuter, feminine, neuter, neuter, masculine, feminine, yeah, feminine, neuter, neuter, masculine, feminine, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine, masculine, feminine, masculine, neuter, feminine, neuter, masculine, feminine, neuter, neuter, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine, masculine, feminine. Yeah, there we go. And if you want, you can rebuild it, start again. And if you notice, I got most of those right, or all of them right, I think. That was not the case when I first built this deck. But just through enough repetition, like, I feel like I can actually memorize these things now. Like, if I see a word now when learning general vocabulary, like, let's say if I go onto this completely separate deck that I didn't create, it's just for learning words in a B1 level. Schmal, okay, that's actually not any of the endings, so I don't know. Oh, that's a adjective. Steigen. I think that's a verb. Päckchen. See, Shin. That's neuter. That's a noun. Yeah, das Päckchen. See, I remembered that from that. Aktuell. That's also an adjective. Note. That'll be because the E feminine. Die Note. See, it actually works. Just from studying this deck that I made, which is based off of this. So really the credit goes to German with Laura, not to me. But again, this is just a technique to memorize it. It really works. Like, I actually can look at the noun forms and groups and have a... It's not 100%, because there are a lot of exceptions to those rules, but it's still a lot better than guessing. So hats off to German with Laura, and in the next video, I'll be talking about a little experiment that I have to try and memorize the all-in-one declensions chart, which I have not managed to do yet. I only had this idea this morning, because a few days ago I made this first deck that I just showed you. It only took me a few days to memorize that. However, this declension chart is a lot more complicated, and the way that Laura recommends learning it is just by writing out sentences, and that probably works, but I feel like it would be really, really slow for that to really be internalized, and I feel like Anki can help with that. I hope. It's a little experiment that I'm going to try. But for that, I'm going to go into the next video, and with that, I'm going to end this one and wish you all a good day. Ich wünsche Ihnen alles einen... Ich wünsche alles Ihnen einen guten Tag. Guten Tag. Sorry, I'm saying it with a Swiss accent. Gute. They don't say gute. They don't say gut. They say gut. I'm really rambling right now. I'm just going to cut off this video here. Goodbye. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen. How do I stop this recording? Yeah, there we go.